Hello. On behalf of Group 9, I'd like to welcome you to our discussion of PepsiCo's 2012 release of Pepsi Next. Today we'll be debating Pepsi's continued pursuit of creating a market for mid-calorie beverages and whether the introduction of Pepsi Next was a wise business decision or one destined to fail. Unfortunately, due to scheduling constraints, we were unable to convene our group for an in-person debate. We opted instead to compile all of our ideas, arguing both for and against the release of Pepsi Next, to be read by a single group member. Therefore, the following video would not be possible without the contributions of Ronelia Bailey, Nathan Diakos, Christian Peguero, Jacob Whitfield, and myself, Matthew Schatzel. Sorry to any of my group members if I mispronounced your name, my bad. So without further ado, I present to you Group 9's thoughts on the release of Pepsi Next. To begin with, Ronelia chose to argue in support of Pepsi's release of Pepsi Next. She thinks that Pepsi continues to pursue a market for mid-calorie beverages because research has shown that mindsets have been shifting among the younger generation to be more health and socially conscious, like the millennial movement and the rise of veganism, citing an article titled "Millennials Driving Force Behind Global Vegan Movement." Essentially, the Pepsi company is looking at longevity. They want to be able to provide a product for their changing target audience that they'll want and purchase. Pepsi is forward-thinking and preparing for the future shifts in the soda industry. That being said, Ronelia agrees with the decision to release Pepsi Next. The phrase "right product at the right time" resonates strongly with this new product launch. The next generation, which is part of Pepsi Company's target market, is becoming more health conscious, and they also love variety as well as participating in the next big thing. Millennials and Generation Zers are used to rapidly changing technology and a more globalized economy. Younger consumers trying and supporting something new like Pepsi Next is not a huge obstacle for the company. Even though Pepsi's previous attempts to offer lower calorie and sugar content sodas in the past were not as successful as they wanted, she believes the mindset of their target audience has shifted since the 80s and 90s. As stated in the case study, the soda market is quite huge, as the US soft drink market generates over $70 billion in sales, and that's a large enough market for Pepsi to take the risk. The profit of just a 1% increase in the overall soft drink market will be well worth the effort. It's a well-known fact that consumers have slowly strayed away from purchasing sodas and have substituted them with lower calorie and what seem to be healthier choices with beverages like juices or Gatorade. But if Pepsi Next tastes as good as the company claims, they have a high probability to win back some of the consumers they lost. Ronelia believes that the launch of the product Pepsi Next is a great way to keep the brand relevant, fresh, exciting, and innovative. We live in a fast-paced society with fashion, technology, and cultural content rapidly changing. The target audience is conditioned and ready for the next new, health-conscious, innovative soft drink from a company that they're familiar with and they've known for years. Ronelia also cited an article titled "4 Reasons to Embrace Millennial Values in Change Management" in her research. Switching gears, Christian, on the other hand, does not believe Pepsi should have released Pepsi Next. Pepsi came out with a product known as Pepsi Next, which is basically the same beverage as regular Pepsi, but with reduced calories and less sugar. This drink was invented to draw in people who thought that the beverage was not as harmful to the body as regular Pepsi. In Christian's opinion, Pepsi should not have released this product because it's not going to bring in more customers. To come up with a product that tastes like the original, but take away the key ingredients that give the drink its popular flavor, is nearly impossible. As bad as it sounds, Pepsi needs those calories and larger amounts of sugar to make it taste the way that customers like it. Also, the replacement ingredients that are used in Pepsi Next aren't even as healthy as people think. Replacing these ingredients introduces different ones that are sometimes even worse than the original. Then the health experts single these out and they shame the beverage, which leads customers to veer away from the product. Ultimately, Christian believes that Pepsi should have reconsidered releasing this product because he feels as if most Americans, which is a large part of Pepsi's customer base, will turn this drink down and grab a different Pepsi product. Jacob, however, also agrees with the Pepsi Next launch. He believes Pepsi wanted to introduce a beverage that is more health conscious. They've tried to do this before with Pepsi Light, Pepsi Edge, Jake's Diet Cola, and Pepsi XL. These were all beverages with less calories. The launch of Pepsi Next, though, would be in the middle ground of the Diet Colas and regular colas. It fills the gap between the full sugar drinks and the diet sodas. Jacob agrees with their decision to introduce Pepsi Next, as they're trying to gain back the consumers they have lost who no longer drink Pepsi. Instead, these consumers maybe drink other substitutes that are healthier. Pepsi launched Pepsi Next in 2012 and said it was their biggest launch in several years. It opens the door to the market of people who want Pepsi taste but less calories. He thinks this is a good opportunity for Pepsi to gain back customers and get a different market drinking Pepsi. Pepsi's already successful, as they're the #2 food and beverage company in the world. They need a drink like Pepsi Next, which is different, to stand out and generate sales in order for them to stay at #2, maybe even get to that top spot. So that's why he agrees with the launch. Therefore, Pepsi Sense makes sense, as the target market is different and can attract many new customers, both new and old, to help maintain growth. Personally, I, Matthew Schatzel, chose to argue against Pepsi's release of Pepsi Next. According to the case study, Pepsi has structured its brands around 3 related themes: products that are fun for you, those that are better for you, and finally the ones that are actually good for you. If you were to fit Pepsi's major sodas into these categories, the original Pepsi would be fun for you, the Diet Pepsi would be good for you, which leaves Pepsi Next somewhere in the middle as better for you. The problem, though, seems to be that customers aren't terribly interested in the soda that is better for you. They either want the full taste, along with the full sugar, the full caffeine, the full calories, of a fun-for-you soda, or they want the no sugar, no calorie, good-for-you alternative. That basically leaves Pepsi Next, the better-for-you option, somewhere between the two, kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the Pepsi family. No offense to anyone, I'm a redhead as well. According to an article titled "Mid-Calorie Sodas Seem Destined to Fail, So Why Are Coke and Pepsi Launching Them?" written by Katie Jennings in 2014, the functional benefit of diet soda is that it has 0 calories. There is a trade-off between taste and this functional benefit. In other words, people are willing to sacrifice some taste in order to gain the benefit of drinking a beverage with 0 calories. Makes sense. The article goes on to mention that soda drinkers are either looking for a full-calorie soda that is going to optimize taste, or they're looking for a 0-calorie product. So these consumers, the article states, beverages like Pepsi Next are essentially the worst of both worlds. They don't taste that great, and they still have calories. In another article titled "Pepsi Next Risks Rehashing Failed Concept with New Flavor," written by Joe Whitworth and Ben Buckley in 2012, Pepsi Next risks targeting everyone at once, but no one in particular. This caused Pepsi Next to get stuck in what was referred to in the article as product limbo. The argument was made that with the emergence and success of Coke Zero and Pepsi Max, why would anyone choose Pepsi Next? Apparently, there just really isn't a market for these kind of beverages. People either want full flavor, full calories, fun-for-you soda, or they're willing to sacrifice some of that flavor for a soda with no calories at all. But when it comes to a soda with some flavor and some calories, the interest just really isn't there. Lastly, Nathan argues that Pepsi Next was an interesting and possibly very profitable move for the Pepsi company. Pepsi Next was introduced as the new mid-calorie soda on the market. This excited a lot of people because Pepsi Next didn't contain aspartame, the artificial sweetener used in many diet soft drinks, and there was 30% less sugar in the drink than regular Pepsi. This drink is unique in that it doesn't have the calorie count of regular Pepsi, and it has better taste than that of Diet Pepsi. Although it still contains 3 artificial sweeteners and has 60% fewer calories than regular Pepsi, it's really hard to taste anything diet about Pepsi Next. But it's not quite the regular Pepsi, somewhere in the middle. Some believe it's actually less syrupy and a bit smoother. This is the biggest advantage of drinking Pepsi Next, as it is both a healthier alternative to regular Pepsi, and it nearly has the same great taste. In closing, thank you so much for joining us for our debate, even if it was a little one-sided, and even if only one of us was present. Nonetheless, this was truly a team effort. I just happened to be the one on camera. Thanks again to my teammates Ronelia, Nathan, Christian, and Jacob for making this video possible. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye now.